Welcome back to another videos. Join us for the latest news, insights, and updates on the Iraqi dinar. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's explore the world of the Iraqi dinar together. Vietnam's trade surplus has grown significantly, and this has brought renewed attention to the dynamics of its international trade relationship with the United States. This trade surplus, driven by Vietnam's robust export activity, has caused concerns in the U.S., particularly with the potential reintroduction of tariffs under former President Donald Trump's administration should he return to power. One of the core discussions surrounding this issue revolves around whether Vietnam will alter its trade strategies, scale back its surplus, or increase the value of its national currency, the Vietnamese dong, in relation to the US dollar. This action could create a more equitable trading environment and address some of the fears regarding trade imbalances. The article titled "Vietnam's Soaring U.S. Trade Surplus Stokes New Fears of Trump's Tariffs" highlights how Vietnam's ongoing export successes have driven a sharp increase in the trade surplus with the United States. A trade surplus occurs when a country exports more goods to another nation than it imports from that same country, and in this case, the imbalance heavily favors Vietnam. While this surplus indicates a strong and competitive economy, it has also resulted in political concerns in the U.S., where trade imbalances can create economic pressures and contribute to political tensions. The fear is that, should Trump return to the presidency, he may impose tariffs to address these imbalances, which could have a significant impact on both countries' economies. Vietnam has maintained its trade position by developing a thriving export-oriented economy. Its manufacturing base, supported by foreign direct investment, has enabled it to export a variety of goods, including electronics, garments, and other consumer products, at competitive prices. The U.S. has become one of Vietnam's most significant trading partners, and the growing trade surplus indicates how much of the U.S. demand for goods is being met by Vietnamese production. However, the increase in trade surplus has also drawn scrutiny because it suggests that Vietnam is engaging in competitive devaluation by maintaining a relatively weaker currency. This creates an unfair advantage in international trade by allowing Vietnamese goods to be cheaper on the global market than those from other competing economies. The Vietnamese government and its central bank have actively debated whether monetary policy adjustments should be introduced to address these imbalances. Raising the value of the Vietnamese dong would reduce the competitiveness of Vietnamese exports but could lead to a fairer trade relationship with the United States by addressing the structural imbalance that has fueled political concerns. The idea of strengthening the dong is actively being considered, and this could involve policy changes related to Vietnam's exchange rate, monetary policy, and economic reforms. The dong has historically been managed through a managed float system, which means that its value is allowed to fluctuate to some degree but is also guided by interventions from Vietnam's central bank. The potential for a stronger dong would likely come through deliberate adjustments by policymakers aiming to reduce competitive advantages through monetary devaluation. The U.S.'s ongoing concerns about Vietnam's trade surplus could prompt policymakers to explore a stronger dong as a way to ease political tensions, particularly with Trump's administration signaling a willingness to employ tariffs. Raising the dong's value could demonstrate Vietnam's willingness to address these imbalances without requiring major trade restrictions or adjustments to the global supply chain. Moreover, a fairer currency adjustment could signal Vietnam's commitment to creating a balanced trade system and foster better diplomatic and economic relations with the United States. The choice between reducing the trade surplus through decreased export activity or raising the dong's value requires a strategic approach. While the trade surplus may provide economic growth and employment opportunities for Vietnam, it also exposes the country to risks associated with tariffs or other forms of economic backlash. Thus, Vietnam's policymakers must weigh these risks as they consider their next steps. A significant part of this decision-making will involve careful monetary policy adjustments and strategic coordination with global economic actors. These adjustments could either involve deliberate foreign exchange interventions to shift market expectations about the dong or other forms of economic reforms. Ultimately, Vietnam's strategic response to the growing trade surplus and concerns from the United States could serve as a blueprint for other emerging economies facing similar trade imbalances. Raising the value of a currency to reduce competitive advantages is not a simple process, as it involves economic trade-offs and risks. Nevertheless, the discussion signals a shift in priorities within Vietnam's trade and monetary policies, highlighting an attempt to achieve a more equitable international trade dynamic. With these reforms and strategies, Vietnam could take proactive measures to address the economic pressures created by its trade surplus while maintaining strong diplomatic and trade relationships with the United States. This discussion of the dong's value adjustment illustrates how monetary policy and international relations are deeply intertwined, and Vietnam's choices in this area will carry both economic and geopolitical consequences. Thanks for watching Iraqi Dinar. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and share our videos. Your support keeps our channel going. Stay curious, and see you in the next one.